So welcome to TNT Sports. Look ahead to the Guinness Six Nations. I'm joined with some brilliant company, Brian O'Driscoll, Tom Shanklin and Stuart Hogg. And in front of me, I have a list of statements which we're going to have a look at, discuss, argue.
Straight into it.
Straight into it. Should we do that?
Yep.
No peeking. Maro Itoje should have been selected to captain England in the absence of Owen Farrell rather than Jamie George. So what do you reckon? Maro ahead of Jamie George?
Why hasn't he been captain for Sarries in Owen's absence? It's always hard to call these things when you don't know the inner sanctum, but he was overlooked as England captain when Owen was elected, and now George. So there's certain components to captains that coaches like, and maybe, just speculating, but maybe Maro's missing something that a number of coaches have identified as being a shortcoming for being a good captain.
I think Jamie George is a good talker. I think he sort of inspires people around him. He's engaging when he's doing his interviews after, and do you know what? He could be one for maybe the Lions captaincy as well.
Okay, we're going early.
Yeah.
Dan Sheehan's going to have something to say about that. But anyway, let's move on to that in a minute. A non-playing captain, interesting.
I like the idea of Jamie George. I think he's a great character, proper good boy around the camp, and I think with Maro, he is a leader.
Yeah,
he is a leader, and he'll stick to, what he has to say. All the things that having been on the Lions with him, and you see him being quite vocal during the games. Probably two of them are just going to bounce off each other, and I think Jamie, he gets the captaincy and all the kind of leadership roles there, but he'll have a good team around him, so
yeah,
it's a good old choice.
Maro's a leader in his own right, but there's not a single person that I've chatted to, seen online, that's not happy that Jamie George is captain. He's a brilliant player. Okay, next question. Ireland will win the Six Nations if they overcome France in Marseille in round one.
I would say yes, if they can beat France, but I don't think they will. So it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't think they will either. I think the only reason they could, there's a big evolution piece coming now in the coming years. Lose Johnny Sexton, significant. It's the on-field coach as well as the player, but he gave confidence to everybody else within the team of knowing their role as well as his own. Jack Crowley has to make the position his own now, but I do think that if they manage to win in France, it would be such a shot in the arm that confidence levels would kick back up where they were pre-World Cup. But I just think this French team is going to have too much for everyone in the tournament.
I think France will win the Grand Slam.
Well, that might be a question later.
Yeah, it could be. I've not seen them because I didn't write them. Remember? Hoggy, what do you think?
I think it'll be big for Ireland to go across there and win.
Be
honestly,
huge.
It'll be absolutely massive. I think, the momentum that France get when they're on the front foot, they've got some incredible players. They'll be missing Dupont, everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
That'll be massive. Johnny Sexton, as Draco says, for Ireland. Yeah, that's a very tasty encounter first up.
Whoever wins that wins Six Nations.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
There we are. Just like last year. Okay, Scotland question. Scotland will claim a fourth successive Six Nations win over England.
It's a given, Hoogs. It's a given.
Just give them the Calcutta now. You don't have to play the game.
I think
What game is it? What game is it?
it's always
Is it the third game in?
Yeah, game week 3.
it's always
round
the,
3.
Nah, I think you would have peaked by then.
You've not
I
won.
think you'll peak after Wales. You might beat Wales.
We've won the first game.
Yeah.
The
Who's your
first two
second
games
game?
of the Six Nations once.
Who's your second game?
Wales then,
Wales.
he's checked out. You
Wales,
don't check-
Italy, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
No, we've got Italy second,
he's
so
just
you have
saying,
to have France.
That's a great start. For us. That's a great start for us.
Can I give you a stat? You've not won 4 in a row since 1896 because you won the last 3 Calcutta Cup matches.
Yeah. Well,
This is good.
we've done
Enjoying
done some history over the past couple of years, so
I think
make
Well
sure we
done.
continue that.
Where are the medals, mate?
Come on, mate. Sad to the Scots. Sad to the Scots. Oh, look, I
This
think
is your
if we-
year. This is your year.
Right, come on, Draco. Come on. Look, I think we're in a decent enough place. We'll be disappointed after the World Cup. Again.
So are we.
Again. I guess we'll have to wait and see, because that's, as you say, third round. So couple of games before that. Go on, the boys. Go on.
It's in Murrayfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like very, very difficult place to go and play now. I do think that this Scotland team, it's a talented team, but it's underperformed in comparison to other Scotland teams in the last 10, 15 years. This definitely looks like the most talented team across the board, but just the ability to be able to back it up in multiple weeks has always been a shortcoming, and I do fancy them to win their games at home. I think that's why we mightn't see a slam. I do think that even France over there, it's a tough place to go and play.
But I do think it's a better Scotland team than the one last year. I really do. I didn't think they were rewarded, a little bit like Ireland actually.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think. Really? Yeah, I mean, no offence. I mean, they're missing some quality experience in their backline, but they didn't get the just awards for, I think, the quality and consistency of performance perhaps last year. Obviously a horrible group in the Rugby World Cup, but that game week 3, Calcutta Cup at Murrayfield, it's always going to be tough, but, right, okay. I'm not sure we fully answered that, but there we are. Next question. 21-year-old Wales captain Daffy Jenkins will surpass Sam Warburton's record of leading his country out 49 times. Do you see that potential in him, Shanks?
Maybe. I think Jack Morgan is incredible, mind, and he would be captain if he wasn't injured. He's come on amazingly, Jack Morgan.
Do you like him as captain, by the way?
David Jenkins.
Yeah,
I think he's good. I think you need someone that's going to be guaranteed to start, and he will start. He's a very good leader, he's a good talker, he's very young, he's got loads of experience in terms of leadership. You know, he captained Exeter, and he's one of their best players. So I think it's a good choice, but I think Jack Morgan will have something to say about it, because that kid has just come on and on. You know, since leaving Scarlets and going to the Ospreys, and how he's performed in the World Cup.
Okay, France cannot win the Six Nations without Antoine Dupont, who's missing the tournament, of course, focusing on competing at the Olympics. How much of a loss is he, Hoggy?
Oh, he's a big loss. Best in the world, hands down. I think he's
Best player in the world?
best player.
Yeah.
I believe, anyway, at this moment in time. He's everything that's good for Toulouse and France all starts with him. And so much has been made about him going to the Olympics, which I think is incredible for him. It's a great challenge to add to his skill set if he needs to.
Imagine having the choice. Oh, World Cup didn't work out, I might just...
Do you believe they said it's been in the offing for 2 years, that it was floated a couple of years ago? I think it's a reaction after the disappointment of the World Cup, for
100%.
sure.
I agree. Had they won the World Cup, I don't think he's chasing an Olympic dream, but I'm glad that he is. I mean,
Are you? I'm not.
How good are the French at
I'm
sevens?
not. They're good. They're very good.
Tell me why you're not.
Just be seeing back.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, let me tell you about the French this past season.
Have they won any tournaments?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, big time.
Gosh, yeah. In Belarus.
They beat Australia this morning.
Oh, they won the
They beat-
Mallorca
they beat
Sevens.
Australia
Need
this
I say
morning.
more? Australia, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're genuine
Australia in
title
Perth.
contenders for the Olympics.
No, they would be.
Yeah.
And you put someone like him into the mix. They've actually come really good in the last couple of years. Ben Ryan went and did a bit of work with them a couple of years ago. Obviously, success with Fiji, and I do think that they will be very good. The problem with sevens is like there's no home advantage.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just any team can beat any other team
Yeah.
on the day, and that's I think what makes it so exciting.
Yeah.
That's why the 15s World Cup is a bit which of the four are going to win it this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And that's been the case for whatever 9-10 World Cups. Whereas with that, you've got all sorts of teams that are capable of beating Fiji and New Zealand. So
Africa.
it'll be great. And South Africa. And Blitzbach. Blitzbach, actually.
quick
they're
question
known you wouldn't know it in the 7 circuit.
Quick fire round. One player from each of your countries who you think will be best suited to play in sevens.
Darcy Graham. Has played in it. Has played in the 7 circuit.
How good? Who do you have from
Has played
Ireland?
in it.
I'm going to go with Gary Ringrose.
Really?
Yeah.
At 10.
Big engine. Huge engine.
Yeah.
Great
Huge
engine.
engine.
Just runs for
me,
days.
it's just engine.
Yeah.
Just capacity to stay in it. And then good high speed meters, and yeah, reasonably good footwork.
Yeah.
Mason Grady.
Okay, like it.
Yeah, powerful, big, strong.
Engine?
Yeah, pretty good. He's like the new George North.
Yeah, I like it. I see you, Darcy Graham, and I raise you, Henry Arundel.
Yeah, very nice.
Imagine him
fair
at
dues.
the Olympics. That'd be tasty. Okay, cool. We've covered that. Italy will not collect the wooden spoon.
Yeah, they will.
False. Got England first up, haven't they?
Yeah, at home.
Yep. The last game is Wales.
They did you lot 2 years ago.
Home. Yeah, we were going through a bad period there, mate. That could be the decider. Possibly.
Are they the two weakest teams in the Six Nations?
Benetton have gone really well this
Yeah,
year.
they have.
Right?
Zebre are better as well. They
Yeah.
didn't have a win last year.
And Gonzalo Casada, first up, you know, can he put it all together? Usually
Menoncello's
those-
back. He was missing through the World Cup. He's a very good player.
Yeah, it takes a bit of time to kind of bed in new policies and new systems. So maybe it's a little early, but based on club form, comparatively to what we've seen over the last few years, you give them a better shot at it.
Because they went all out attack last year, and you wonder with Casada watching from a distance thinking, okay, you shot yourself in the foot. And you look at the Six Nations games, there were loads of opportunities where they could have won games and nicked games and got away from them. I'd love to see a great sense of balance, still retain all the attacking intent, but on occasion just kick the ball, just manage the game a bit better. I think if they do that...
Can you see them changing up?
Yes.
The whole philosophy of the way they
No,
way they
not the
play?
whole philosophy. I love their attacking
Their
impact.
multi-phase, I'd say, was second best to Ireland's last year.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're very good off phase play attack now. They've got good shape in attack, but they do make a lot of mistakes.
Balance.
And they do overplay a lot.
The longer these guys are in the game, the more difficult they become. I know that sounds stupid, but if they're gone by half time, they're gone.
Yeah.
If they're in at 60, 65, they become a lot more difficult to play.
Yeah.
And we've seen over the years that they're in games for large periods.
But also on top of that, you want to get them later in the tournament
Yeah.
because inevitably we'll pick up
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 injuries and
Yeah.
their strength and depth. You know, it's always been a problem. So you get them in rounds 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and you haven't lost too many bodies. That's where they're susceptible.
I think the start.
Yeah, first.
Yeah, momentum. I think you like
So-
England.
so
England
they'll
have got a
beat
good start. No, I think England. It's good to have Italy
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
Good start, momentum.
Do you get much momentum after that though? If you're stumping them.
Hey, well, who England got second?
They got Wales at home.
Wales. So
That's 2 from
that's
2.
not a bad start,
Great start.
is it? In terms of fixtures.
Italy and Wales, the 2 weakest teams in the Six Nations this year.
Looking at squads, I would say yes. And looking at what teams are, Wales go through a massive transition, players leaving, like a new cycle of players coming in. It's not the strongest squad we've seen, but it's where Wales are. So yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Okay, cool.
How long do you expect to? Sorry, how long do you expect for that to happen? That process, is that like an 18-month?
He's asking questions.
Sorry, okay, go on. As you were.
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
What?
I think. Well,
3 or 4.
that we're going to go through a transition period. Yeah,
The world's longest transition.
Is that to build for the next World Cup?
he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. You got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go through the transitions.
We don't have like a natural 10 or 15 at the moment that's sort of filling into Dan Biggart's shoes, or Garth Hanscom, or 15 of Lee Halfpenny and Liam Williams, and guys who played there for 10 years. So 2 quite important positions.
Yeah.
So we will go through a bit of a transition period, but we do have a bit of talent coming through, but it takes a bit of time.
Jack Crowley should be Ireland's starting fly half.
Oh,
Yep. I think. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, he's got whatever 9 caps, a lot off the bench. I think he's showing the most potential at the moment. There's others that could be good in coming years, but I don't
Frawley.
think anyone's. Frawley's a nice player, but he hasn't put a run of games together to give confidence to a coaching ticket, be it provincially or even when he's kind of dipped into the international fray. There's so much confidence is taken from how well they do at training, how much a 10 is able to be the conductor. So for me, I think Frawley has the components not to be at the at the level Sexton was, but he has lots of football in him, and like I said, he needs to go and do it his own way.
Yeah.
I think Crowley, when he beat Leinster in the Aviva,
That was
I think that was huge. The drop kick, and he's gone on from there. I think he's a very good player.
Okay, Finn Russell will be named Six Nations Player of the Championship.
After round 1.
He's got the potential, he's got the class, but everything is geared around winning games, isn't it? He's the general of the team, and has to make sure that the Scotland team is playing in the right areas. They're winning games. When he's at his best, and he's playing on the front foot, he's one of the best.
If not him, who?
Gregory Aldrich.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Malvaca.
Oh my gosh, how well is he playing?
I mean, he was quality in World Cup.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
Joe, I think if Scotland perform well and they win 3 or 4 games, Finn Russell could definitely be named as player of the tournament. But it all depends, I think, on how well Scotland do, how many wins they get.
Yeah.
Aldrich's half Scottish.
We talked about that
just made
years
that
ago.
up?
No, he
Oh,
is.
he is?
I'm pretty sure his
Okay.
old man's from like Stirling or something.
Stop it.
Yeah, we talked about it years ago, like about trying to get him to come and play for Scotland.
Are you going to have 3 years out of the game, haven't you?
By then, Wales would have just gone through their transition.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next one.
Alec Hepburn in, haven't you?
Wales' inexperienced squad will surprise people and secure a top 3 finish. Yes or no to start with, because you sit on the fence.
No. It depends on the first game, which I think is going to be tough, but
And the second.
You win the first game, you get a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
and you take that through.
You play these lot.
You take that through, yeah. So
Who's winning that?
At the moment, I would say Scotland.
Okay.
Just by the strength of the squad, how well they're doing. It was good
Where do
World
you
Cup
think
for Wales. Good World Cup for Wales, but we've lost a lot of players, and we have to start again in terms of what.
But why?
Well, we've got to start again because
Yeah.
we'll have a new 10, so we won't have someone like Dan Bigger there who is probably a little bit more pragmatic in his approach to the game. If Sam Costello or Johan Lloyd play at 10, they're a little bit different. You can't expect them to play more of a territory game. They're attacking 10s, they're running 10s, so which means we have to play a little bit more, which goes away a little bit from how Warren Gatland wants to set up his team, because Wales tend to play with a little bit of low-risk rugby.
Do you play with 2 of them?
Less. I think you might have to first game. Cam Winnett, who's a youngster who's been playing for Cardiff in a very good season, he's unavailable for the first 2 games. He's a natural 15, and it's whether or not they want to try and convert one of the wingers. So there's a lot of.
Do you put Lloyd to full back? He's played there.
Yeah,
he's played
I
there
think
very
so.
well.
I would probably put Sam Costello at 10, but I think he's only played 1 game
Got to learn
this season.
somehow.
Yeah, and Johan Lloyd at 15. So it's going to be very tough.
Yeah.
It is going to be very tough. But you got the way the fixtures roll is difficult as well. Scotland first game, second game then England away, third game then Ireland. Oof. So that is tough.
I think that first game is massive because we'll see where Wales are at. I think Scotland coming into it, potential World Cup hangover, have they parked it completely, a new era. Wales are doing the exact same. Massive challenge to go down to Cardiff first game. And you know what it's like when you're in there, the Welsh team just seem to grow arms and legs when you're playing against them at home. So that buzz that they'll create, I think they'll surprise us in a way.
They will be tough, but
They will.
I just worry about the people missing and the players missing through injuries, and how well they're going to gel as a team. That's the only real worry.
Wales were tough last year. They lack quality. I think it'll be the same again this year. Who's winning it?
France.
Do you know, every Six Nations post-World Cup, there's been a Grand Slam bar one time, which was 2020, the COVID year. So will we see a Grand Slam this year?
No.
So who are France going to lose to then?
I think they might lose to Scotland.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that.
So Grand Slam, yes or no?
No Grand Slam.
Grand Slam?
France do it all, yeah. Grand Slam.
2 for Grand Slam, 2 for no. Gentlemen, thank you very much. That's been TNT Sports. Look ahead to the Guinness Six Nations. Let us know what you think.